Nobody gave them a chance. Their best player got injured. And they still won, comfortably. This is not the USA team you remember. And tonight, in Santa Clara, the world is about to find out exactly what that means. The United States have been hosting a World Cup for 3 weeks. The stadiums are full. The television numbers are historic. Americans are watching soccer in numbers this country has never seen, and most of them still do not fully understand what they are watching. This is not the USA of 2014 or 2022, a team that ground out results, defended desperately, lived on the edge of elimination, and hoped Pulisic would produce a moment of magic to save them. Those teams were heroic. They were inspiring. They were also limited. This team plays differently. This team is built differently, and the difference, if you understand it, makes what is coming in the next few weeks genuinely terrifying for the rest of this tournament. Game 1, June 12th. SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles, USA versus Paraguay. 4 goals in the first 53 minutes. Balogun with 2. Freeman with 1 off a brilliant set-piece delivery. Pulisic involved in everything before going off injured with 11 minutes remaining. 4-1. Not a grind. Not a survival, a statement. The moment Pulisic left the pitch, every American watching held their breath. Because that is what this USMNT has always been. One man, one moment. Remove the one man and the moment disappears. Game 2 was supposed to prove that fear right. June 19th, Lumen Field, Seattle, USA versus Australia. Without Pulisic. The USA won 2-0, an own goal from a Balogun run down the left channel. Then Freeman again, the 21-year-old son of Super Bowl champion Antonio Freeman, heading home off a dest delivery. Pochettino called Freeman's evolution massive. He said the kid is so humble, so willing to learn, that it is a genuine pleasure to coach him. But the story of the Australia game was not the goals. The story was the shape, the discipline, the way the team functioned without its most recognizable name. That is when you know something different is being built. Let me explain what you are watching when you watch this USA team. Pochettino runs a high press, a genuine, structured, organized high press, not the frantic, chaotic pressing that American teams have tried before, but a coordinated system where the triggers are defined, the cover shadows are set, and the moment the opposition goalkeeper receives the ball under pressure, the USA are already in position to win it back. This creates 2 problems for opponents simultaneously. 1, they cannot play out from the back without risk. 2, when the USA win the ball high up the pitch, they transition into attack before the defense can recover. That is where the goals come from. That is why 4 of the USA's 6 group stage goals came in the first half of matches. They score before games settle. Before opponents adjust. Before fear becomes the dominant emotion. McKennie protects in front of the defense. Musa covers ground that most midfielders half his pace cannot cover. Adams, when fit, is the best press resistance midfield player this country has ever produced. And then there is the attacking third. Balogun has 4 goals in 3 World Cup games. He was not supposed to be the main man. He was supposed to be the option behind Pulisic. Now, with Pulisic injured, Balogun is carrying the goal threat and producing the results. He plays with his back to goal better than any American striker in recent memory. He holds, he links, he finishes. Freeman, 21 years old, has scored in consecutive World Cup games, the son of an NFL legend, producing in the biggest sporting event on earth, on home soil, in his first tournament. Dest on the right, Anthony Robinson on the left, 2 fullbacks who have played at the highest level of European club football for years. Their overlapping runs, their ability to deliver into dangerous areas, their defensive recovery speed, they are the hidden engine of everything the USA are doing. Here is the uncomfortable reality that every American fan needs to understand before the knockout rounds begin. The USA lost to Turkey 3-2 in their final group game, a game that was essentially meaningless, a game Pochettino used to rest key players and manage minutes before the knockout stage, a game where the result did not matter. Except results always matter, even when they don't count, because Turkey showed something. When the USA's press is bypassed with direct vertical passes, when the fullbacks are pinned back and cannot overlap, when the midfield is outnumbered in transition, there is space. There is vulnerability. There is a version of this USA team that can be exposed. Bosnia and Herzegovina, on July 1st in Santa Clara, will have studied that Turkey performance frame by frame. They will know exactly where the gaps are, and Bosnia are not a weak opponent. They finished third in a group that contained Switzerland and Canada. Dzeko, at 40 years old, is still one of the most technically complete center forwards at this tournament. Their young midfield presses aggressively. They will come to Santa Clara with nothing to lose, and a plan to produce the biggest upset in American soccer history. If the USA beats Bosnia, the path gets harder. Round of 16 against Belgium or Senegal on July 6th in Seattle. Still at home, still manageable. But then, a potential quarterfinal on July 10th at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles against Portugal, Croatia, Spain, or Austria. One of those matches will be in their own city, in front of 90,000 people, against a European side with decades of knockout experience. And if the USA reach the semifinal on July 14th in Arlington, Texas, Germany, France, Norway, Morocco could be waiting. This is what winning Group D means. The bracket does not get easier. It gets harder at exactly the moment when the crowd is loudest and the pressure is highest. Every previous USA World Cup team has had a moment where the tournament became too big, where the weight of expectation, the magnitude of the occasion, the quality of the opponent all arrived at the same time, and the team could not hold it together. This team is different. Pochettino believes it. The players believe it. But belief is not a bracket result. In 2014, the USA went to a World Cup and made people feel things. In 2022, they went and made people believe. In 2026, they are hosting it. And for the first time, there is a genuine conversation about whether they can win it. Not a hope, not a dream, a conversation. That is the distance this squad has traveled in 4 years under Pochettino. From a team that celebrated qualifying for the tournament to a team that is expected to reach the knockout rounds. From a team built around one player to a team that wins without that player when he gets hurt. The group stage is finished. Bosnia and Herzegovina are waiting in Santa Clara. Dzeko is 40 and still dangerous. The crowd will be enormous. The pressure will be unlike anything any of these players have experienced at club level. Tonight, we find out what this team is actually made of. Not against Paraguay. Not against Australia, against a team that has nothing to lose, everything to prove, and a 40-year-old captain who has been waiting his entire career for a moment like this. This is where American soccer history gets written, or where it ends. Subscribe and turn on notifications. We are covering every big moment of this World Cup every single day. See you in the next one.